The Toa are getting away with the Mask of Life. Quick, get on your Rahi steeds. We must make haste.
Come on, move. Oh, why'd I pick the one Rahi without articulated joints?
Hello everyone and welcome to a Retired Review. Today we're taking a look at set number 8926, Toa Undersea Attack. The set was released in 2007, contains approximately 401 pieces, and during time of release was approximately $50. Alright, this one. You can already tell I have been greatly looking forward to this set for quite some time. Before we begin, I would like to stress everything in this video is going to be my opinion. Since these sets weren't exactly the most popular upon their release, there isn't a whole lot of community discussion. So as such, I'm just going to tell you what I think of it based on my experience with it, or whatever I can show you here. So let's get started! I'm going to go ahead and start things off a little rough. I don't like this set at all. To me, it has little to no redeeming qualities. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, in the minifigures, this set comes with 6 minifigures. And, oh gosh, we're already off to a terrible start. This sucks. Okay, so, the minifigures we have here are Hukimari, Nuparu, Jala, Eljay, Takadox, and Prydak. And already, everything is a mess. For starters, if you watched the prior Retired Review, where I reviewed the, I want to say, Baraki Deep Sea Patrol? Or Undersea Patrol? No, it was Deep Sea Patrol. You see, we already have a Hukimari minifigure, and it's fine. It's got the right mask, it's got mostly the correct color scheme, no real issue. This one's already a disaster. It has the wrong head mold. I don't know why. It's got a Vol Attack in Keat Orange. There's no reason for that. And then moving on to Nuparu. Nuparu's not wearing a Vol Attack, he's wearing a Faxon in black. Why? They have a Vol Attack mold. Just put it in black or silver. Why'd you give him... Okay, fine. Moving on, we have Jala. Jala... Okay, they didn't even make an Arthron. Or an Arthron? You know what? You know what I'm talking about. Mask of Sonar. They didn't even make a mold for that. They just gave him Huki's mask. In a set with Huki, who isn't wearing it. The color scheme's mostly fine, though. Same as Nuparu. Then we move on to the Baraki. They didn't give Eljay a unique head mold. He's just reusing Kalma's in dark green. Although I do like the fact that we do have a lime torso piece. That's quite nice. However, it's just... Okay, we're off still. Then we have Takadox. We had Takadox in the prior set. So why is this Takadox using a recolored Mantax head? We already have a proper head mold for Takadox. There's no reason that this needs to be this color on this minifigure. And then finally, Prydak. Now, Prydak is the, I don't want to say least objectionable. They didn't give him a unique head mold either. In this, he's still kind of weird because his torso piece is gunmetal. Now, sometimes the sets will alternate between gunmetal and black. The next set we're going to review is in black, so that's proper. This one isn't as egregious, but it's not great either. So already, just comparing this to the prior set, we're at a massive disadvantage. This is a substantial downgrade as far as minifigure accuracy, and is the first time that the BIONICLE playsets have veered away from the Construction counterparts. So already, I'm not a fan of that. A lot of these things are nonsensical and pointless. Some of these recolors just don't make any sense. They didn't need to happen at all. There's an argument that could be made that at least this way it gives you some customization. You know, you can make your own character with these parts. However, as far as consistency is concerned, it's massively inconsistent. So we're already off to a really bad start. Obviously enough, this set comes with all of the standard 12 weapons. The ones I have here are based off of either the instructions or the box art. I don't remember which. You can do them however you want, but they're the same. So, minifigures aside, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the set. Starting off with this small contraption here. This is some sort of a walker thing, and I don't like it. So the face is kind of cool. It's kind of a neat face. The jaws open up very, very slightly. But it's kind of goofy looking. The legs don't move. They are static. Totally static, no posability. You have posability 2 points in the tail, or the tails, and that's whatever. And then you have faux tachodox riding it. It's nothing that amazing. There's little playability to be had here. It's not an amazing build. Then you have this. Now, this is mostly fine. It's got a Mantax head that's kind of not sort of connected to a wire. It kind of moves just side to side. Got these pincers which open up and they move down. That's fine. It looks cool. And admittedly, I believe it does look kind of cool. It's got this very neat technical look to it. I don't mind that. Also, you can open up this bar and let the air, the solidified air bubbles, come out. Back here you have these kind of dorsal fins. Not dorsal fins. Oh gosh, I forget what exactly this fin is called, but these move. I think that's kind of cool. And then the tail is neat. There's a lot of articulation in the tail, and that is perfectly fine. And then, of course, you have Prydak riding this. So this one's mostly fine. I don't mind this. There aren't a whole lot of issues I take with it. Moving on, the set comes with 3 squid. Now, this was a very difficult number for me to actually settle on, because it's very confusing. The set only identifies 1 of the squid, so you only technically get 1. However, the set comes with 2 extra, so you should have 3. Of course, that goes without saying, there's no squid launcher. There is no squid launcher in this set. Why are you there, squid? You're not being shot out of anything. I mean, there's an argument to be made that they're there for kind of flora and fauna. They're just kind of swimming around because they're squid, right? And that's fair. But from a set perspective, they're just floating around. These don't connect with anything. They're incompatible with basically anything that isn't a squid launcher. So I don't really get why they're there, from a play perspective. Before we get to the last item, there is this contraption here. It's a small little flyer that Hookie rides around on. It doesn't do a whole lot. There is 1 solidified air bubble that is being held in place by these 2 claws, and it's fine. I don't really mind it. We've seen stuff like this before. We'll see it again. And then finally, what we've all been waiting for. And easily, single-handedly, the worst part about the set. The whale. Oh, this is the one. This is the primary point of this set. And it's awful. I despise it. Let me explain why. So story-wise, this set is also kind of semi-canon, where the characters exist and this giant whale also exists, but it's never seen in anything, so it's never shown up anywhere. So this is a whale of sorts. Oh gosh, where do I even begin? Okay, let's begin with the function. So in the back here, we have a bunch of solidified air bubbles. They're just sitting around. This is the least egregious part about this model. And they're just kind of sitting there. You can obviously flip this little tab up and release them all. I don't know why you would, but you can. Moving forward, we have the weapons. We do have a Kordak blaster, and that, of course, is on a socket. That works just like so. No issues there. Perfectly fine. It does kind of wobble a little bit. However, it's not that bad. On the other side of the whale, we have a claw. This claw will extend if you push the axle, and all of the bits can open up. So that's perfectly fine, except for when it isn't. If you put the whale on the ground, it's not on a stand, so the claw can get bent. Very minorly, very slightly, but it can stress the parts out just enough. And now the front of the whale. We have up here these 2 pieces that are supposed to do something. I don't know what. They kind of just float. Are they supposed to be filler? Because they don't do a good job, because that front is massively bulky. Listen, I don't have a great issue with it being kind of gappy. It doesn't really matter. But if it's supposed to be a whale, it's awfully open for a whale. And finally, my greatest issue with this set. How it looks. Look at this from the side. It looks like someone just took a bunch of random Bionicle blade pieces and slapped it on the side of this system build. This looks hideous. I can't stand the way this looks. It looks like a mess. It looks like someone took a bunch of random parts and thought, how can I make this look Bionicle, even though it's not really my forte? It's just slapped on, it's pointless, It doesn't look good, there's no flow, there's no pattern to it. It looks absolutely horrific. It looks amateurish. It doesn't look like a professional LEGO model. It looks like something I would build. I'm not a good mockist. I'm just not. And this looks like something I would do. And I don't like that. Obviously enough, it has more gaps in it. There's this kind of massive gap in here. I don't care too much about that. But the whole thing just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look up to the standard of quality I have come to expect from BIONICLE creations and system creations. It is a mess. I didn't enjoy building it either. It was not fun at all. I hate how it looks. And that basically sums it up. Now, one last thing for the whale. You can open it and put at least 1 or 2 people in there in the cockpit, and that's fine. It's not really that spectacular. Okay, so I obviously don't like this set. I don't like anything about it. To me, it has 0 redeeming qualities, not as a system set, with low functionality, low playability, and certainly not as a BIONICLE set, because it looks like, it just doesn't look good to me. I don't like how it looks at all. It has no visual appeal to me whatsoever, and I would never have bought this if it weren't for this review. So my recommendation, obviously, is to completely and utterly ignore it. I would never recommend this to anyone. It remains among the top 3 least favorite BIONICLE sets, period, that I have. 2 of those are system. 1 of them isn't. This ranks very high. I have a very difficult time at this point figuring out whether or not it is absolutely my least favorite BIONICLE set, period. If you want to talk construction, that's Qatar. If you want to talk system, I'm pretty sure it's this. Not even the Vizirax Gate irritated me as much as this. Vizirax Gate, at least it can sit there and it can look cohesive, to an extent. I don't like the cohesion that it displays, but at least it can do that. This looks like a bunch of different things are smushed together into one set, and this was made over a weekend. This was made to fill a quota. I don't like this at all. So that's it. That's what I have to say about it. Absolutely awful. I personally do not like this set whatsoever. Don't get it. I apologize if that does upset anyone. If you do like the set, obviously enough, just enjoy the set. Don't take my word for it. If you want to buy it, be free to buy it. You don't need to take my recommendation whatsoever. I'll give you my recommendation as I'm reviewing this, and this is just my opinion. However, I am always wondering what yours is. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. I read all of them, and I certainly enjoy reading them. So let me know what you think. That's been it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you didn't, of course, let me know, as I mentioned. Join me next time, where I go over the last BIONICLE 2007 playset, and the last BIONICLE playset, the Toa Terrain Crawler. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all then. Farewell.